Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and it is time for another comment video. Now guys, I like doing these. I've been doing these about once a month lately. It's not an exact formula or an exact schedule, I should say, but I do enjoy doing these videos. And basically what it is, if you're new to the channel, I will actually go through some of the comments on some of my videos, and I'll pick a few of them that I can actually respond to the greater audience through a video instead of just responding directly to one person and maybe 5 or 10 people see his comment, see my response. I'll just respond to it here. Now, when you put yourself out in front of a lot of people on YouTube, especially when you are on a very opinionated subject such as silver stacking, you will get a lot of naysayers. You'll get a lot of comments attacking you. You'll get a lot of people disagreeing with you. Some people go about it in a very friendly way. Some people attack. And that's fine. I mean, the beauty of opinions is that we're all entitled to them, and I respect your opinion just as much as I do anybody else's, whether or not we agree. One thing I do try and tell people on this channel, especially when I'm talking about silver stacking and buying into things, is that it's all my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, and I try and stress the point that you should never make your financial decisions based on what I say. I just share with you my opinion and what I do, and you know what? Some people disagree with that, and that's fine. But we are going to go ahead and get into this, guys, so I don't want to go on too long beginning in the video, but I do want to say, guys, if you are new to the channel, and if you haven't done so yet, make sure you go down below and subscribe because it really helps me out, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any future video notifications. Alrighty guys, here we go. We have 9 comments queued up, 3 from each of my last 3 videos, I believe is what I did, and we're going to go ahead and read them and respond to them. Some of them are things that I just need to clarify or want to clarify, and some of them are comments that are, negative and attacking me, and we'll just respond to them right here, so let's get into it. And our first one comes from, this was the video where I interviewed Keith from the Coin Crew. And Jonah Shore says, when you ask how many households have silver in them, you are forgetting that even breaker switches and the electrical panels contain 4 by 4 buttons of silver, plus a lot of the computers, cell phones, and other electronics. Jonah, so it's not that we're forgetting that a lot of electronics have silver in them. It's just what we were talking about, and I figured it was implied, but in the future we'll try and be more clear. I figured that it was implied, though, is that we're talking about monetarily usable silver, stuff that is actually in a form that you can be used for exchange for goods and services. The silver inside of your cell phone and your TVs and all that, while it is present, isn't exactly in a form that's usable for exchange. So that's kind of where the disconnect was there, and we should have been more clear. But yes, the majority of households in the US do have silver in them because of those things, but most of I would say a high majority of the houses in the US do not have silver in them that's used for exchange of goods or services. So that's kind of where we went. Back in the 60s, every house had it, almost, because in 1964 and before, all of our coinage, our dimes, quarters, and half dollars were all silver, and that hasn't been like that for, 5 decades or more. So definitely a different world than it was back then. All right, but anyway, just to be clear, we were talking about monetarily or usable or exchangeable silver. All right, number 2, this also comes from that same video, and this one comes from Richard Dixon. He says, these men are younger than me, and I don't even remember 5-cent candy bars. They must not have lived in the New York metro area. Well, that's true. Gas at 25 cents a gallon. Here it was 63 cents in 1978. Inflation, true, but they are recounting their parents' childhood stories. So, Richard, I'll be honest. I was not alive in 1978, so I don't actually know, but it wasn't me telling the story. It was Keith. And Keith, I'm sure, is very, very happy to take your compliment of his age because he's might be a little bit older than you think. He's quite a bit older than I am. But just, for, sake of being clear, I actually will provide links down below, and I actually responded to Richard with these links as well. I will provide links in the description of this video if you guys actually want to see historical charts for both candy prices and for gasoline prices, and you'll see that the numbers do add up to what Keith was saying in that video. So yes, I am not old enough to remember that, but Keith is. And sorry, Keith, you rock. But I'm sure Richard's compliment though. I'm sure you like that. All right, so let's keep on going, guys. Next up, we have, this is on the same video. This one comes from RD. He says, I couldn't help but laugh. I don't trust the government dollar, but I need the dollar to pay bills and buy more silver. And continues to explain why he trusts the government dollar. I get it. I stack silver myself, but the hyperbole helps no one. As long as the general public doesn't see the problem, there won't be one, And that's why I stack, because someday there will be, and I want to be prepared. However, I do trust the dollar. It's just that they are debasing it. Still dollar cost averaging into silver, gold, and platinum. So, you know, the thing about it, RD, and he did say this, it's not that we trust the government dollar, it's that we recognize its importance in society. So we realize that it's important to have money to pay your bills. We realize that it's important to have money in a savings account or somewhere that it's easily accessible for emergencies that are unexpected. We recognize the importance of the US dollar. That doesn't mean that we still trust the US dollar to continue to hold its value. And I think you said near the end of your comment here, it's just that they are debasing it. That's what we are getting with. We agree. We agree that the value of the dollar is going to continue to plummet, and that's why we don't trust it. It's not that we think the dollar's spying on us. It's not that we think in the middle of the night it's going to get up and attack us. It's just that we don't trust in its ability to hold its value. We trust in silver's ability to hold its value, but like he said, you know, he still has to pay his bills. He has to pay his employees. He has to pay his rent or whatever. You know, all that stuff does require US dollars. So, of course, we recognize the importance of the US dollar. We weren't arguing that it's not important. We were just arguing that we don't trust in its ability to hold value. So, I hope that clears up our that comment as well. And RD and all three of you, thank you guys so much for the comments on that video. Now, this next comment is from a different video. Here we go. Now, this one was from my fake silver eagles being sold on Etsy. This was about how websites like Etsy and other resellers are profiting from the sale of fake coins. And Coins and Art says, Silver Seeker, I completely agree and applaud your diligence in making videos concerning the fake coins found on websites like Etsy, OfferUp, and such. But in videos like this, I feel like the seller and the store owner on Etsy, you should at least mention that there are many other quality and reputable items sold on these sites. Bad-mouthing Etsy as a seller of fake silver coins and not mentioning the artwork and jewelry that is handmade and crafted on these sites could steer people away from coming to shops to find unique pieces of silver jewelry and artwork alike. He says, I do not sell coins on Etsy or any other sites, but my wife and I do sell our handmade products on there. Just a heads up, and as you have said, and I feel the absolute same about Etsy and other sites, should screen their sellers and products much closer. As always, it's great to see a video keeping everyone on their toes, but please use a disclaimer that not all products on Etsy are fake. Thank you. So, long comment, I apologize, Coins and Art. And Coins and Art has been a subscriber for a long time, so I really appreciate you being here on the channel. You're right. There are a lot of good sellers on Etsy, and it's not those sellers, and it's not everything that's sold on Etsy that's the problem. Yes, there are absolutely great sellers on Etsy, and if you're going to go there for custom handmade stuff like jewelry, for example, like Coins and Art was saying, fantastic place to go. I just, I wish, like he said, that they would be more diligent in making sure that they pull, these fake listings for coins and things like that. Because unfortunately, there's a lot, there's always a handful of people that ruin a good thing for the majority of people. And unfortunately, Etsy is one of those places where that can happen. So no, I have no problem with Etsy being Etsy. I just wish that Etsy, as in their management, would be a little bit more diligent in pulling the listings for fake silver coins, because in reality, these things are getting out into the public and they are being used to defraud other people. Even if the people buying them off Etsy buy them knowing they're fake, and then they go and use them to to defraud somebody else, that's a problem. So anything that can be done to get as many of these out of their hands as possible would be great. Etsy could really help by doing that, by listening to people reporting these listings and pulling them immediately. I wish they had somebody that just scanned the listings that knew about this. They should hire someone from the community and just be like, this is what you do. You scan listings, things that are obviously fake, pull them. That'd be great. But anyway, yeah, absolutely. And I apologize for not being more clear. There are definitely good resellers on Etsy. Absolutely. And sellers in general with their own stuff. So sorry about that, but yes. Absolutely. Go check out Etsy for all that stuff. Just be careful if you're buying coins from there. All right. So and I didn't say don't do it. I just said be careful. All right. So here we go in number 5. This is also from the same one. He says, instead of reporting these to Etsy, try reporting to the United States Secret Service. They investigate the counterfeiting of U.S. currency. If I remember correctly, they probably have an anonymous hotline on their website. I'm sure a lot of people do, and I believe that I've once or twice reported some of this stuff. Nothing ever happens, because what's usually going on here is, like, a couple of them I showed in the post were coming from Sri Lanka and other places like that out of the country where we have no jurisdiction. So the only thing they can really do is go after Etsy to be better about, what I just said in the previous comment, monitoring their sales for fake US coins. So if the Secret Service could get on that, that'd be great. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to go after these sellers directly. At best, they can probably get Etsy to pull the listings and ban their account. But there's really nothing they're going to be able to do with these guys. Now, if someone buys them and then tries to use them to defraud somebody locally, then yeah, you should definitely turn that in because, where they have jurisdiction, they should absolutely go after this. They probably don't have enough time, though, because let's be honest, the government's been so busy lately with everything else going on that they finally announced that UFOs are real and no one cared. All right. The next one comes from Brian Shannon, and this is actually on the same post or on the same video. And he says, huge problem with Facebook running tons of ads for these, which also end up on the Publishers Clearinghouse app as well. These are easy to buy, listed as fakes on Alibaba. They are listed as decorative or gift ideas. They're along with the fake Morgan, silver ingots, 1955 double-die pennies, etc. Yes, Brian. Yes, I agree 100%. It's not just places like Etsy and eBay and other resale sites like OfferUp that are making money on these. It's the sites like Facebook that are running ads for this stuff. Like they're getting money from the ad revenue for this. Etsy and all these other small sites that are allowing these people to resell them are getting revenue from the sale of them. So it's all these big companies are making profit off the sale of fake US currency, especially when it comes to silver eagles, Morgans, 55 double-die pennies. Those are all counterfeit currency. And all of these companies are making money off of them. And why, again, they can't do more. I mean, again, I know the Secret Service can't go out of its jurisdiction, but why they can't do more to force these sites to not run these ads, to at least have a better oversight, to make sure that they're real, listings, etc. Why they can't do that, it's beyond me. I have no idea, but spot on, Brian, spot on. All right, well, these last three comments, these come from my most recent video where I ordered the 10 of the O and the CC Privy Morgan Silver Dollars 2021s, and let's go ahead and get into it. So first one, Majevinik, and I may have pronounced that wrong, says, I thought I heard the men say they wouldn't be charging your credit card until the order is ready to ship, which would be in October. Regardless, the men has zero interest in fixing their website. They sold out of the coins in 20 to 30 minutes. They think it was a smashing success. Why put the effort in to fix anything? They couldn't be happier. You know what? You're right. On the Mint's end, this was a smashing success. They didn't have the frustrations of all the end users like we did trying to order these things. So you're 100% right. And as far as charging the credit card when ready to ship, the reason that I brought that up in the video is as I was doing the video, as I was recording, and it really did take me almost 20 minutes to even get this order to go through, I was seeing people in our Discord that did get their orders go through, because I have 3 screens here that were talking about how their orders went through and their credit cards were already charged. Some of them were charged in full. Some of them were only charged the $4.95 shipping. Some of them weren't charged at all. But there were actual people in our Discord that got their orders through and were charged in full immediately for the entire order. So I don't know why some were only charged the shipping. I don't know why some were charged the full amount. I mean, honestly, I think the Mint really doesn't have any clue what's going on. I don't know. But I did eventually get an order confirmation email a few hours later, like 6 hours later after that video was recorded. So it definitely took a while, but at least I got the order confirmation. I'm still not crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm still not getting my hopes up until I see them. But I don't know. It's looking good so far. All right, so next up, number 8. So this one comes from Silver Wishes. She says, good video, but it had 3 commercials in 12 minutes. I apologize. Well, first off, it was only 2. So I actually went, I responded to this comment before I actually went and looked and checked how many ads were put in there by YouTube. But YouTube only placed 2 ads inside the video, one a little bit after the 6-minute mark, and another one that looks at around 10:30 or so. I could actually see those exact numbers if I went and looked again, but I forget. But there was actually only 2. But you know what? YouTube places the ads where they feel like it's best. I've really been letting them do it. There's only been one time where, for some reason, they placed like 10 ads in one of my videos. I have no idea why they put so many. I don't know if it was a algorithm bug or what. But keep in mind that when you watch the commercials on my channel, it really does help support the channel, so I really appreciate that. This video in particular took me 4 hours to edit because I had to go through it and then go through it again and then go through it again because I was literally recording all of my personal information. I was typing my credit card number in live there on the video. And so I had to make sure, I had to watch that thing basically frame by frame. I had to stare at everything, pause and look around, and make sure that there was no personal information being shown in the video, that everything was blurred out. And then after I had finished, I thought it was done, I rendered it, I went back and watched it again, and sure enough, I found one frame where the blur went away when it was doing a transition and you could see everything. And so if someone really took the time to stop it frame by frame, they would eventually see that frame, and it had everything in it. So I had to be very, very careful. This video took me a while, so I do appreciate you watching the ads, because obviously since you saw them, I don't know where the 3 came from, because there's definitely only 2, but either way, I really appreciate it, and thank you. So I apologize about the ads, but it really does help support the channel as well. So you guys are awesome, and sorry about that, but anyway, I mean, that's what it is. Okay, this last one, obviously from the same video, but this is where the controversy comes in, because, you know, I said at the beginning of the video, I would get comments about people complaining that I ordered 10. So let's go ahead and just take a look at them, and then I will just kind of clarify a few things. Starting out with Timothy Lord, he goes, I got 1 CC. You don't need 10 for your own collection. That is greedy. 1 per household is good. People need to be fair. Toolshed0513 said, you talk about how you argue the household limit should have been 1 or 2. Yes, I agree. And then turn right around and say you're going to buy 10 of those. If you don't, someone else is going to buy 10 or turn around and resell them. Or other people who only wanted, he says, or in other words, he's saying, or this could have happened. Other people who only wanted to buy 1 could have had a better chance at getting 1. I tried to place an order once they went on sale, but had nothing but issues and lost my shot. I just wanted 1. I had the same crap happen with the V75 Silver Eagle last year. So did I, by the way, and I shared my frustration about that. And I actually, by the way, agree with your frustration about this. I'm not happy with the US Mint, even though my order did go through. And then he says the order limits are too high, and the Mint website was making it almost possible for the average collector to get one of these. And then Medwodev says, so since you got 10, you'll be selling to those who couldn't get one at cost. Or if not, you're no better than the day you talk about. So, first one, yes, no one really needs more than 1 for their own collection. That's kind of where Toolshed comes in. When I argued that it should have been 1 or 2, I agree with that. Even though fortunately, my order ended up going through. Yes, I think it should have only been 1 or 2. But this is the Mint's problem. I mean, I'm not going to fault any, and keep in mind, I'm going to get into what I mean by reseller, because I'm not necessarily reselling all of these. I'm not going to fault the reseller for taking advantage of what the Mint should have taken care of themselves. The fact of the matter is that the US Mint absolutely should have left these at 1 or 2 for collectors only. Putting them at 10 was basically saying, hey, resellers, buy up to 10 of these and go ahead and make a profit on them. But I'm not going to fault the flippers for that. Additionally, even at 1 or 2, I know of multiple people that had multiple IP addresses, multiple computers, multiple shipping addresses, had their family ordering them for them as well, offering their family, $10 or $15 more per coin if they just get the orders in, pay them right away, et cetera, et cetera. Like, even if they went to 1 or 2, there were still going to be problems, because the US Mint handles things like this horribly. The US Mint, not only should it have been 1 or 2 per household, but they should have made more than 175,000. I mean, they knew these were going to be in high demand. Why not just give the people what they want? Let people get the Morgan Silver dollars for their collection without an astronomical number. And I think that would have been great, but they didn't do that. And, the Mint needs to be better for sure. Now, as far as me buying 10, let me be clear. I am not selling these to any of the resellers, because I know of quite a few like coin shops and online sellers that are offering $125, $130 a piece, as long as you show them that you have an order confirmation. And then, these, people are making $40, $45 per coin right off the bat. I'm not doing that. In fact, I have 3 sets already promised to 3 different people, 2 of them being YouTubers at my cost. So I've taken care of now 3 different people that were not able to get them yesterday. And again, 2 of them are YouTubers, and I'm sure probably you can figure out who they are if you just think about it. But yes, I will be taking care of some of the people that are close to me that were unable to get their hands on them. Yes, I will be putting some of these in my collection. Yes, I'll probably resell 1 or 2. Yes, I'll probably end up giving 1 or 2 away on this channel. You guys know I like to do a lot of giveaways on the channel here and there, so I'll probably give a few of these away. And it's fine, but at the end of the day, even though I'm able to do that because I was able to get it 10, I still do 100% believe that the men should have left it at 1 or 2, that they should have had a higher product limit. But, something to keep in mind with these, and when I say product limit, is it's just a product limit. The US Mint is probably going to milk the ever-living thing out of these, and I'm sure there are going to be 5-piece sets for the Morgans, and maybe complete 8-piece sets with all the Morgans and the piece dollars, and a 3-piece set with the piece dollars. Keep in mind, a product limit is not a mintage limit. They can mint as many of these as they want, and because there is no mintage limit. So they can make 175,000 CC privies, and then they could come out and release up to 100,000 sets that also have the CC privy in it, making the mintage limit actually 275,000 instead of 175,000. But one thing I'm not going to be doing with these is I'm not going to be reselling them before I have them in my hand. So a lot of people are putting them on eBay right now. They're listing them as a pre-sale. They're going for like $225 a piece. I saw 2-piece sets going for $500. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm taking the risk of when I get these in October, they already being down to what they were issued at anyway, because the demand has died off. I won't be reselling them before I have them in my hand. The only thing I'm doing is promising them to the people that are close to me, and I might not even be done. I've already promised another person in Discord that I would probably, because they weren't able to get the O mints, but they got the CCs, that I would trade them an O for a CC so they could have their set. So yes, I am taking care of some of the people close to me that weren't able to get their hands on them. Yes, I will probably resell a couple when I finally have them in my hand. Yes, I will put some of them in my collection. And yes, I'll probably end up, and I'm not saying for sure, but yes, I will probably end up giving 1 or 2 of them away as well. So anyway, that covers all of that. I knew there were going to be comments like this, and these weren't the only 3. And I'm not faulting these guys for leaving the comments. It's fine. It's a fair opinion to have. Like I said at the beginning of the video, everyone's entitled to an opinion. I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind responding to it. I don't run away from comments, whether they're controversial or not, whether they're attacking me. I'm not afraid to listen to other people's opinions, because honestly, I think that's how you better yourself. If you block out everything that you disagree with and only listen to those that agree with what you have to say, then you never become a better person anyway. So I'm happy to read the comments. I knew they were going to come, and this is my response. So anyway, that is what I have for you guys today for today's comment video. Again, we'll probably do this in another month. I really don't enjoy doing these. So make sure you leave comments on my videos. And guys, like I said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos as well. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys. I really do. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above. You can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.